Guys, I don't know if you knew, but last podcast I said Forza Lecce at the end of it.
Did you really?
So I don't know if it played some kind of effect.
Mike, keep your fucking mouth shut.
So I'm going to say Inter to win the Scudetto.
These seats getting higher and higher every day.
Yeah.
I'm going lower and lower.
It's
It all
requirements.
depends on the standing, right?
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
If your team wins, the seats gets higher. If the team loses, just the seats gets lower.
You're gonna be on the floor.
So
real
Pete,
soon.
Pete,
Just
Pete's
gonna
on
hit
the
ceiling.
roof.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Serie audio experience with IFTV. Antonio, I gotta say, I like the colors that you're rocking today. Very good.
Damn, I didn't even know. This wife.
For the guys that listen to on audio, he's wearing a black and white shirt, calcio shirt.
Wait, I have a question. Your jacket on the back, does it have an AC Milan logo? Or did you put that on itself?
I
There's
have a
crazy
bunch
glue
of
on
logos,
there.
so anything that I wear, I just stick them
Oh,
on.
it's actually on it.
Actually, you
Okay.
know what I'm going to do?
Wow.
Just
Very nice.
What are you
to
gonna do?
reverse the bad luck that we have. Guys,
Put it inside out?
No, it's actually AC Milan
Yeah,
official
it's
product.
an AC Milan. Wow, I didn't know.
I'm surprised.
It's not
hey,
bad.
guys, you see, this is an AC Milan
You gotta speak into the mic.
jacket, right?
Anto, into the microphone.
Peter, hold it up.
Oops,
Peter, hold
sorry.
it up for
I
him.
can't reach.
All right, this is
What
an
are you doing?
guys. This is an AC Milan official jacket. Okay, the logo, everything is black and red inside over here. And what's special about this jacket is they put my name over
bad.
here. So I'll tell you what. Just to reverse this very bad luck that we be having, God forbid we make it to 5th place, we're gonna auction the jacket to an AC Milan fan that he has demonstrated that he's gonna have to be an AC Milan fan, and I know it's not gonna happen,
How do they
but
demonstrate it?
Yeah.
A lot of
What's the
pain and
verification
suffering.
for it?
they're gonna be.
The
Hey,
tears, they send a
listen,
selfie of them crying.
I know who's an AC Milan fan from a non-AC Milan fan. He's one of them. That is not. So
Good
so-
guess.
So
Wait, but why are you saying 5th place? Why not 4th place?
I don't think we are a 4th place team this year.
So Anto,
That's an interesting
So
bet.
you're gonna auction-
Basically, you're giving away. Wait, auction. You're
Auction-
gonna give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, not auction.
You can auction and get the money and then buy someone for
What
the
money?
money.
No, what auction? Whoever
auction is.
whoever
Giveaway.
guess whatever we're gonna be doing during that week, the last couple
Whoever
weeks.
subscribes and rates it 5 stars.
There you go.
You see?
Perfect.
So go do it
Guys,
right now
that's
if you
for you.
haven't. All right, not bad.
Okay.
When did
That
you
was
get
very
that?
nice of you.
I got it
Yeah.
about a week ago.
So what, you getting rid of all your Milan stuff?
No,
You don't want
It's losing value. Might as well.
I have plenty of other stuff. I don't have any more room on the closet.
Not bad.
You said to me what I have on the back of here, so I want to be generous with the AC Milan fan.
No,
so I want them to keep faith. Said, don't panic.
But you don't even have faith for 4th place.
Well,
Giving away stuff
Okay.
over it. I
Fair
like
I
enough.
have
okay.
to say that.
I-
I have to say that just in case.
Anto, I like your shoes. Could you give those away?
I'll take the shirt.
Or just rob this guy.
Oh man. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
All
It's
right,
good.
all right.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Security.
Other than giving your jacket away, you're good.
I'm good.
You're all right.
I'm pissed. I am pissed off.
Why are you pissed off?
Disappointed.
You know, how the hell are you going to tie a game against Lecce? You know, this is the problem with AC Milan. They throwing too many things against the wall in the hope that something will stick to it. Gattuso was a very bad decision to send him out. And then they got this Gianpaolo. Now we're guessing around with this Pioli. You know, once you are on a bad luck mode, there is nothing that can reverse the bad luck unless you go under the table or under the ladder. I was just saying last week, we need an exorcist to just stop this all nonsense.
Not
Look,
even
this
that
guy
guy.
here. What's his name of the
Padre
guy?
Pio.
No, the guy that scored the 2-2.
Calderone.
Calderon. Where is he from? Is he Italian? This
Yeah.
guy? Oh, Lord, please.
He's a left back.
The guy will probably never, ever score one more goal on the rest of his life, but he's gonna be so much. He's famous because he scored against AC Milan 1 minute before the end of the game.
Like Brignoli that time, remember?
Brignoli.
The
Oh,
goalkeeper
yeah.
that scored. You see, that
Yeah,
was his
that's so
fate.
true.
That guy is
so
gonna
true.
go down to the history that he scored against AC Milan in the last
That's
couple
so
minutes.
true.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hey,
That is very true.
one
I'm not gonna
more
lie.
But
can we
listen,
do?
that was the same way that Gattuso started his championship run.
no.
But but you did look good in the first half. I thought.
looking good.
I thought
is
you
not-
looked really good.
Looking good is not good enough.
Okay, but it's his first game.
It's
He got
something to build on.
Çalhanoğlu played really well.
Yeah, very well.
Theo Hernandez.
Why
and-
Bonaventura is not playing?
Give him some time.
Give
He's
him some time.
He's trying to figure it out. He just the first week and a half, 2 weeks that he's with the team.
P. We are almost alla
But I'm
metà del
saying-
campionato.
yeah, but the thing
half,
is,
half
you
of the championship is
but the
gone.
thing
How
is,
much more
Antonio,
time
you
you
only,
need?
you only have you have
games.
only 11 players that can play starting. So he's gonna see based on who's practicing hardest, who he
Yeah,
feels
just
can fit.
because I have too much respect for Maldini and Bob, and I'm not going to say anything else anymore. So I'm going to do silenzio stampa, which means keep your mouth shut until something.
I don't think that's possible.
Okay. I'm going to try to do my best. Okay. So in the meantime, why don't we talk about Inter?
Why
That they were, I think they won the game. I left at the house. It was 4-0.
they won,
All of
they
a sudden,
4-1.
it's 4-3.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, great.
He's trying to get anything out.
And I heard 2 penalties too.
Yeah, two
Yeah, we
penalties.
had-
Wow.
But I thought you saw the game for nothing.
No, I didn't see the game. I was trying to get to you, but
It's not working.
how the hell you get 3 goals against Sassuolo? I mean, you're supposed to be one of the top team in Europe.
The team was winning 4-1. There was a slight blackout, and these are things that definitely Inter has to fix.
Yeah, but Pete, you do that on a Champions League, you're done.
Of course, but that's why you do it versus Sassuolo when you're up 4-1.
We've done it in Champions League too.
Lazaro, when he came in, both the goals came through his side.
Listen,
I'm
the
not,
guy
I'm not saying it based
defensively
on it, but I'm just
is
saying.
not
They took the foot off
best
the gas
player.
overall.
No, of course. I
Listen,
think just the whole
I'll
team.
tell you what is going to happen with Inter. If they don't keep their level of the concentration very high, they're going to be gone very, very soon, sooner than what you think. Okay? You don't have Sensi anymore. You don't have...
He's gonna come back.
The team is very different without
Yeah.
Sensi.
When is going to come
Do you
back?
agree?
No, but I
The
think
team is very different
but
without
Sensi,
Sensi.
to me, it's more...
the team is so
yeah,
different.
Sensi,
Passes.
it's different. But up until the at the 4-1 mark, Inter played an extraordinary game. I think Lautaro, this is the best game he's
He
played
played amazing.
since he's been on Inter. What I liked about him this game, he seemed like he was very confident. From the first minute, he made a simple one touch and took the shot. Beautiful placement. That's the Lautaro that we need. Not the guy that's trying to dribble 6-7 times. You need to be quick, you need to be smart, and he's done it. He did it versus Sassuolo today. And another thing I liked when he was on the breakaway, very intelligently, fakes one way, gets the whole defense to go the one way, and takes a shot on goal. So he looked proactive. He was making runs. He had the ball. He had a chance to make it 2-0 for Inter. He missed it terribly.
I saw the first 15, 20 minutes.
He missed it terribly. But all in all, I think Lautaro had a great performance. Lukaku, he got his goal that he needed.
He really needed it.
Lukaku's, yeah,
Because it was getting to his head, right?
Doesn't matter.
Why did he have to take the penalty? All of a sudden, he's becoming the penalty taker of
No,
of
Inter, they
Milan?
split. So
Oh, they split now.
Lautaro took one and
Because they
Lukaku
get so
took
many,
one.
you know, they gotta split it.
Yeah, they got so many penalties every game, right? So they can have to just share the penalty.
Listen, you
Lukaku
get the
laid it
penalty
off
for the
to,
people that are in the box. I know you like to stay. Milan stays out of the box a lot of times, but
He's hitting back with the jab.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Wow. Good. Congratulations.
Piontek
Pete, what can I
finally
tell you?
scored a goal in the box.
Wow.
He got maybe 5 touches his whole.
Hey, by the way, I saw
6 games.
the first goal of Lukaku. I have to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not
Manhandled him.
It was
Yeah.
good.
I'm not trying to say that Lukaku just he made room for himself a little bit with his arm and he
Yeah.
put the guy here off balance.
That's
legal.
That's
Totally
perfectly
legal.
fine.
In
Yeah.
Greece, maybe.
What are you talking about?
Ooh.
You're able
No,
to
it wasn't
protect
a foul.
yourself.
It was not a foul.
I think Peluso should have done much better. though.
Peluso threw
He said
himself
in
like he
Greece.
was.
You know what? Matteo Bonetti, he's a Milan fan. He actually was commentating the game, and he said Lukaku threw Peluso off like a mosquito.
Yeah.
He threw him off like
There's
a
nothing
mosquito.
wrong with that. He's
Like
just a
a
strong
was
player.
blowing at him.
He's a physical player. That's what you get.
Nah,
with
I don't
Lukaku.
think it was. I think Peluso should have done much better on that though.
Yo,
I was like,
Peluso-
why are you going so right on top of
Yo,
the guy?
Peluso's a little stick though. To be honest,
But
he has
it-
no chance.
Wasn't he a
against
Juventus
Lukaku.
player?
Yeah,
Yes.
former Juventus.
But the thing is,
why do you
that's-
think he's former?
That's why we have Lukaku. Lukaku in the box, his physicality,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
got to
of
be able to
course.
finish those.
No.
And you don't have Lukaku on the team because he's going to be the technical player, to play the ball and stuff. You get him there because he has to be able to finish.
Hold
He has
the
to have that
ball.
physical presence where in the box, I would like to see more crosses for him and take advantage to score.
5 goals in 8 games. 2 of them are penalties. 2, 3 of them.
Two
2 of them are penalties. But really good. I mean, good for him. You got to get this confidence up. What I would say, again, I've said this before, I think that this is a game that would have been a 4-4 with Spalletti last year.
Yeah.
And I think that Conte, well, yes, I know people are saying, how could Conte have let them concede 3 goals? I say that, it takes time. It's not that instantly, even though he does bring you instant, results, it's going to take time to get rid of that mentality or that, never really handling situations well that a lot of their players and their team has had in the past couple of years. So I think that it's still a positive. It's better to say, shit, we did so bad and won, than to look back and be like, oh shit, we got a tie.
But I mean, I didn't
And the
watch
pressure was
I
on.
didn't watch Sassuolo's goal, but they were on transition because the Inter plays a 3-5-2.
The Vrij was.
De Vrij?
Oh,
No.
my God.
Yeah,
horrible.
No one was paying
Horrible.
attention.
One stepped
really.
up more
They
over the move. But I
really-
think
Defense
it's a
was
lack
really
of
bad.
concentration, what Antonio was saying before, but also the fact that when you come back from international break, it's not an excuse, but sometimes that you're not fully
definitely.
concentrated, you're tired. A lot of these guys are traveling all over.
Especially
plays in
when it's
2 games.
4-1 and you're like,
yeah,
ah,
4-1.
No,
you
definitely,
think
definitely.
with 20 minutes left, nothing's going to happen. Sassuolo, I think they play great football. It's the poor man's Barcelona, if you want to look. The Zerbi
And like 15th place.
emulates Pep Guardiola. Yes, but the way that they play football is a very progressive football. Maybe right now they're 15th place, but I think
That Zerbi
in a
did
couple of
he's
months,
a good coach.
they'll be right in the
They'll
mix
cement
for
themselves in the middle.
10th to 7th place because the style of play that they play. The only thing is defensively they're poor. They let in a lot of goals, and we saw it today.
I saw the
defense
ceremony
was
before-
very, very
before
poor.
the game that
Yeah,
I let all of
Squeezy.
those balloons
Yeah, for
out. This
Squeezy.
guy here probably did extremely well.
There was also a parachute guy.
Yeah,
on the
did you see
field.
that
I
during
saw-
the middle of
but
the
they
game?
didn't show it. They
no,
didn't show
it
it.
wasn't
It wasn't
halftime. It was while Lukaku
It
was
was
taking the...
before the penalty, just at the time that it was supposed to be
that was
taking
crazy.
the penalty.
I
Yeah.
don't
But
know if that was
Squeezy,
planned or not.
Squeezy, he took from Serie C2. I don't think it was planned. It wasn't planned. I think that was the whole thing. Serie C2 to Europa League. I think we said it before, but their first game without him. But yeah, so not too much to say. Lazio-Atalanta
Oh, what a
was
game.
an insane match.
That
Talking
I
about
saw
high
that.
scoring.
That was crazy,
3-3. And if you saw this, if you just saw the result, you might not have known how insane that this match was. Atalanta were up 3-0 at halftime, and they somehow, maybe like what Pete said, this international break, managed to throw away
I
a
don't
3-goal
think
lead.
Lazio's goals were a little questionable.
And Lazio came back, scored 3 goals on Atalanta, and showed a lot of heart. They were booed at halftime. Lazio were booed at halftime by their own fans. Something was said in that locker room by Inzaghi that he was there. But my God,
the
what a-
penalty on Immobile, I think it was
the first one, right?
First one was
Yeah.
very.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
absolutely
I
not.
agree with you.
Immobile is very capable to just look what he did. I mean,
Listen, you can't blame the player. The referee's got to make the decision.
No, you can't blame the player. I don't agree with that. Let me just say what Gasperini went off at the end of the match. He called Immobile's 2. He called both of his. He said beautiful dives, and he said neither were penalties. And then Inzaghi, when they told him what Gasperini said, he said you can't even argue any of those calls. Gasperini said for the first one, he said he takes a step later and then he falls to the ground. On the second one, he said that Immobile puts his foot in front of them and then he gets tackled by Darun, which that one I don't agree with. That's a penalty.
You know why I saw
That's a
doing
penalty.
you know why I saw doing something like that?
Why?
Your
Dybala.
best player, Dybala.
Well, no, that's what everybody
It's
does. But that's
no,
a penalty.
It's a professional thing, though. Even though they could have stayed up, they know there was contact there, and then they fall
Guys,
over.
you
watch-
get that
watch-
first. It's a foul.
No, that's a foul.
The
Yeah.
first
Watch
one. is the one
Quagliarella.
that's
He's
in
such a genius at this, and I always watch I didn't mean right now. I mean in general. Quagliarella, anytime he's got the ball, whether it's inside the box or outside the box, he knows that the contact is coming because he's so experienced that he'll just put his foot to the right side, take the foul, and sit down. That's not a penalty. For the first one with Immobile, to me, this is not a penalty for a reason. For one reason.
Absolutely not.
I don't believe in the philosophy that everybody believes in that contact equals penalty. I don't think that just because there's contact, that there's a touch, that it means that it's a penalty kick.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, it looks like there was minimal contact, and you could say that you could fall down, but to me, it's not a
But he
penalty.
didn't fall down right on the contact. He just put an extra step on, and then he decided to fall. Okay, that's what the problem is.
But it's not like he
either
bowled
way,
out on the-
either way,
there
this
was
bigger
contact.
story was Atalanta being up 3-0 Looking. I mean, that first half they looked unbelievable.
Yeah, but Atalanta could have scored another 3 times on the second half.
But they
just-
looked unbelievable.
Everything
Like
was
when they're on
clicking.
their day, I was thinking to myself, Jesus Christ,
And there was
this
no
team is
Zapata
phenomenal.
either. Muriel was replacing him because of injuries. Zapata.
Unbelievable. And then again, completely tale of two halves.
Yeah,
because
but
Lazio
Marco,
woke up.
Atalanta outplayed Lazio from minute 1 to the
to minute 90.
Well,
Not minute
except
90,
for
minute
Lazio,
45.
Lazio started the
No,
second
no, no,
half.
no,
No,
no.
wait, Lazio started the second half with more of an attacking mode, but that didn't mean that Atalanta was defending the whole second half. Atalanta just brought the ball back up, and they had plenty of chances, at least another 3 or 4 that I counted. I saw the whole game. So now there were 3 episodes. That's what I would call 3 episodes. Lazio didn't really take that many shots. Okay, Atalanta was taking a lot. Was creating a mess.
Atalanta when it was 3-2, they could have ended the
Oh.
game. They had like 3 chances, and
That was the
they
most
couldn't
insane,
convert.
Clean
even more than
chances.
3 shots on
Crazy.
target in the space of like
Crazy.
seconds. And I don't even know if the keeper made any of those saves. It was like the defenders were
It
on
was
the
all- it was
line.
all
making-
defenders
No,
that kept
that goes
clearing.
back to the
Unbelievable.
philosophy of Gasperini. He said, when you're winning 3-0, why don't you just reinforce your midfield and your defense, and then you just,
So
manage
you're
the game to
questioning
the
his
end.
philosophy?
But that's his game. It's just hey, just play your
Defensively-
game and don't defend.
Defensively, Atalanta are horrible. Without Mancini, like you really see how important Mancini was to them last year. Then he went to Roma.
20 minutes from the 70th minute to 93rd,
Oh, really?
they conceded 3 goals.
Oh my God! You know who I love though? I love Correa from Lazio. The guy not always makes a really good decision. Like often he lets his like last second touch get him down. But man, the guy when he dribbles, he's so amazing to
I
watch.
love
him.
Correa a
He's missing
lot.
that step. He's missing that
he's
step, but he's
missing
so good.
That decision making.
He's so
not
good.
100% on that, but
I like him a
everything
lot.
else, he's very quick. What do you call it? He's great at dribbling, but his decision making isn't the best, which fails him a lot of the times. But yeah, he's gonna be a great player. He's still young. But 3-3, you cannot
Unbelievable.
let that happen if you're Atalanta, man.
The way that
You
the
got
game,
wrapped
the way that the
up.
game,
Could have been 5-0.
yeah, the way that the game actually, played out the whole 90 minutes from 3-0 to 3-3. It's pretty much the tale of of Atalanta and Lazio. Lazio, no way should you be losing 3-0 at home with the caliber of players that they have, with the ambitions that they have.
37 minutes.
It's unheard
it's
of.
unbelievable.
Atalanta, but they're capable of that. They've made a lot of teams look really, really bad. But like versus Roma last year and even this year with other games, they tend to lose concentration. Is it fault of Gasperini? I partly believe it is, because he does not want to change his tactics when you have a 3-0 lead. Not to say you have to be completely defensive, but you have to be able to manage the game, manage the time.
Transition a little bit.
You have to understand certain tactics
Nuances.
are not necessary when you're winning 3-0. So it's happened in the past where they've come out on a big lead and then they
lost
lose
in
it.
the UEFA.
They lose it.
They lost the UEFA.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
lost UEFA like that. So
All right, so let me
gotta
just say
fix it.
one thing. Something that happened today, regardless of all of this negative stuff with AC Milan and whatever happened, nobody's running away with a 4th position because Roma didn't win.
Yeah, very true.
Udinese didn't win. Torino
Very true.
didn't win. Parma, I don't think Parma is
won.
going to be
They
making.
won.
Parma
Yeah,
won.
they're not
Five
gonna.
won.
They're
but
not going to be
gonna,
making to
yeah.
the 4th place.
Yeah,
Why
so,
bring Udinese up there?
Of course.
what I'm saying is Roma,
they
Torino,
beat
those
out-
are all
they beat us.
contenders. Lazio, they didn't win. So, it could have just been us with an extra 2 points on the board,
Yeah.
but we didn't get it. So,
Yeah.
thanks to Pioli. So,
well, you don't want to blame Gasperini, but you'll blame Pioli.
no, but hey, listen,
blame
come
it.
on.
It
Well,
was
he
Villa
did
that
give
messed that up.
give Gasperini some blame. He did. He
you
did
know,
his credit. Not
it's
as much as
just-
Pioli. But like you said, I mean for 3-3 I agree with you with Lazio. They're two very good teams though at the same time. While they have their setbacks, this is a game, it's not like you conceded 3 to Sassuolo. Listen, you concede 3 to Lazio, concede 3 to Atalanta. They're teams that can really make you pay, especially with Immobile the where he is, Capocannoniere right now. A lot of penalties, but still Capocannoniere, he still got to convert, and it's hard, especially in the 90th minute, where 93rd minute,
Is it
wherever.
Champions League this
that
week?
pressure,
Yeah.
it's Champions League.
Yeah,
We'll talk.
pressure,
We'll talk about.
Oh, we'll talk.
Well, no, you want to say something? Or you
No,
want
what
to
I'm
preview
saying
it?
is, you guys better show up your defense because 3 goals today. I don't know.
Well, Godin
Mira-
was out,
Godin
Bastoni.
wasn't playing, yeah.
Bastoni was in. So
Bastoni is supposed to be a good player.
he is a good player, but he's very young. and he's gonna make some hiccups. But
you
we're
see-
giving him chances
Did
to
you
play.
see-
These are games where you
I
learn
like that.
how to play.
I like the idea that now Conte is bringing this young kid. Why doesn't AC Milan brings young player back into the
well,
staff?
he's
There's
only
a
bringing him
different-
because of
but
force.
hold on. But besides that, when the team is doing good, when the team is playing well, it's easier to add in these younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a lot of pressure and then Milan doesn't live up to expectations or doesn't have don't play the right way.
Yeah, but he's been forced to.
You put
Conte's
a
been
young
forced
you
to
put a young
Bastoni.
player in, they're gonna eat him alive if he messes up.
Hey, they're getting it
different.
alive.
But
Look,
it's-
we got this
it's not
Conte.
like-
Conte's been really a big liability for us, man. It's just from last year. From last year, it cost us couple games. This year, again, it's couple games.
He was
It's
very
a
good
very
with Atalanta.
stupid
He was injured.
mistake.
He was injured
This
a
guy in
lot.
Atalanta was a killer, especially in AC Milan. He was the AC Milan killer.
Somebody was talking about today how so many of the players that end up leaving Gasperini and end up leaving Atalanta,
My
they don't
God,
really
the
live
bust.
up
They're
to,
just a
Gagliardini,
bust.
Kessie,
There's like a bunch of those guys that that they never really fulfill their
Lived up to
potential,
their
I guess.
expectation. You
Live
know
up to
why
their
the pressure to
expectations.
play in San Siro? It's too much.
It could be that too.
A lot of them, they cannot handle the pressure. It's just the middle of the range or just small town players.
But also because they had that one season. I mean, Gagliardini, Inter paid a big price tag, and he had
never
one good
liked that
season.
guy.
Kessie had one good season.
Right.
They all jumped on him. Not to say that they're bad players, just
You're not
sometimes
giving
you
them
have to
enough time.
develop, 1 year or second year, it changes.
Kessie played very well with Gattuso.
Yeah. But I think he's still a good player.
No,
He's
yeah,
young.
I
He's
wasn't
very
gonna name
consistent,
Kessie.
though.
I wasn't gonna name him out of all the guys. I think that there's a couple others that didn't. Sampdoria tied Roma. Ranieri's first game, also his birthday, and he plays against his boyhood club. Pretty unbelievable scene. I don't know with Roma. Like Antonio said, it's like nobody wants this fourth place spot.
Yeah, they keep
It's
giving
like
it
we're
to
all
each
looking at who we're gonna get. Sampdoria's last
Maybe
place.
Fiorentina.
Easy.
You never know.
But with Roma,
Easy. Watch Fiorentina. Fiorentina is flying under the radar. Fiorentina has got a lot of quality. It's got quality on top, and it's got quality on the midfield too.
yeah, but you're setting their expectations a little bit too high. But for Roma, since we're talking about Roma, I mean the amount of injuries that these guys got, the amount of muscle injuries that they have,
Yo,
something is wrong.
they gotta fire some staff. I'm not even kidding.
Cristante got hurt.
What do you mean they're gonna find some stuff?
Kali-
You were trying to say
Because they have
that?
the most
The
injuries
physios.
in the Serie.
Yeah.
Some physios
Maybe
for
they
sure.
they overstretching them during the
I think they got a whole new staff from the last time too. But I don't know if it's luck. I don't know what it is.
Trigoria,
but they
maybe
have
the
something
rats over there.
in their water that's just making them. Everybody gets hurt.
Kalinic came off, right?
Dzeko wasn't even supposed to really play today. They were
he
saying
played.
3 weeks out. He had to come in because Kalinic got hurt. It was just an unbelievable amount of. Roma confuses me. Roma. I mean, sometimes I watch Roma and I'm like, this team is going to take fourth place. I watch some of their football and it's brilliant. And then sometimes you watch it and you're like,
Wow.
is this really the same guys that we're watching attack and play beautiful? And then they risked even at the end with Kluivert who got
A red card.
who got a red card.
Yeah. Quagliarella almost made them pay at the end.
I mean, it's just unbelievable to me at some of the things that happen.
Roma, I mean, like you said, they got a lot of injuries, so it's not so easy to now make these substitutions and have these guys playing. Roma, it's the story of Roma right now with last year as well. You don't know what to expect. One day it's one thing, one day it's another thing. But I think in the long run, they're still going to be in that pack. They're
I
going
think
to be
so,
up
too.
there for the fourth place. Now it's just a matter if these games, if you're able to win them or not. Sampdoria, their recent form, they've been playing terribly under Di Francesco, but you have Ranieri in. Yeah. He's a different type of manager. He knows these big pressure situations. So, the players also mentally, they have a lot to play for, and they have to prove to their coach that they want to play under him and be able to have a successful Serie A campaign, get out of relegation zone and whatnot.
He also plays a very basic type of football.
Yeah.
It's like a 4-4-2, completely different than Di Francesco, who is, very attack-minded. So it's very different. So, again, I guess, when you swap coaches 8 games in, you're always looking for that immediate, like right away, something's going to happen.
At
Something's
least they
going to
didn't
change.
lose today, Marco. Put it this way.
I mean, to be in last place, yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying a tie versus Roma for a Sampdoria
no, that's
that was
fantastic.
losing a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
games
that's
is very,
yeah,
very
for
positive.
For Sampdoria.
See,
I
Roma looks like the empire without emperor. In other words, where the Imperatore, it was De Rossi and Totti. Now the Roman Empire is like crumbling a little bit because there is no leadership on top. I mean, Zeko, I don't think he's going to be he's the typical franchise player. He's not even Italian. It's not from Rome. I mean, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a Romano. If you're not from Rome, Florence is just a little washed out. I don't know why they consider this guy here a big leader. He's not a big leader. He's a decent player, a good player, but it's not a franchise player. You're not going to see 100,000 people wearing the Florence shirt. Listen,
I feel so bad, man.
listen, you feel so bad. Don't feel bad. It is the truth. It is the truth. You're going to see them wearing the De Rossi and the Totti and
Manolas.
I don't know
After
about
that goal?
Manolas. You know.
Come on.
So
What's the population of Greece?
It is what it is.
12 million?
So
Oh, not bad.
no, what's a typical? No, everybody's wearing Lukaku shirts in Inter, Pete. No, I'm just asking you.
He's trying to
I think
pull
Sensi.
Sensi, okay. No, you see, a lot of people. I was saying, hey, if you were a young kid and you're starting to see Inter Milan playing this year, who do you
Lautaro
think is the leader?
Martinez.
Oh, okay,
Sensi.
Lautaro.
Lautaro.
Yeah, so all
I
the
think Sensi's
Icardi
definitely the
shirts,
guy.
all the Icardi shirts were shelved or for people to wear them back again in case you're fishing back, or what happened
You
with
know,
that?
you know when you have your wardrobe and you got all your shorts and stuff, and you put it away for the winter,
Yeah.
and then you see it again in spring. You say, "Oh, is it still good?" This is
yeah.
what they did in the summer. They put it away. They said, "Next summer we might have him to have
Like
him
the
back.
Piontek jerseys,
Let's put it
right?
underneath."
I'll tell you what, I think they might bring him back.
He's been scoring at PSG. He scored again this week, I think. Yeah, he scored this week.
Yeah, but PSG has
it
the option
happened.
to buy. So if he's
it was
You know
He's
what would be
scoring, they're gonna
nice?
buy
You
him.
know what would be spectacular? If PSG and Inter, they match themselves for the Champions League and Icardi scares against them. Oh, my God.
Well, Inter got to get out of their group first. That's
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
be the harder.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
How-
they might not get out of their group.
They only
You're
have
kidding
one
me.
point.
No, they
Yeah,
might
we
not
have
get
one
out of their
They
group.
only have 1 point, right?
You only have 1 point?
Yeah. They lost again.
Wow, with all of those money that they spent?
He's not messing around with you, huh?
Wait a moment. 1 point,
Look at him
really?
smiling.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry.
We'll see what happens this week.
So sorry.
Speaking about struggling, Juventus Bologna. First off, Mihailovic, he made the bench. He actually coached the team for the first time since battling leukemia. Since he found that he had leukemia, he coached the team, and he ended up being on the sideline for the match against Juventus, which was great. Everybody gave him standing ovation, applause, which is really good for the Bologna players. And I heard their interviews beforehand, and they said just having him here and having him on the sideline is a
big difference.
So incredible for us. So obviously, first and foremost, love that team, and they always show their fighting spirit. And even today, you're in Torino, you're down, you're down against Juventus, and they still never gave up. Into the last second,
literally.
they embody that kind of spirit. Juventus, I thought, they started the match with Dybala on the bench and Bernardeschi in the front, up top instead of with Higuain, and Rabiot in the middle instead of Matuidi.
Wow, Rabiot.
And I don't know. I don't think any of them are great to play. It was a very frustrating match for me to watch, at least. I didn't think anybody was what?
No.
You disagree?
No, I agree with you for sure. But
Okay. No, I thought that as a whole, Juventus, and then when you're up in the match, and I felt like they didn't have that hunger to go for the third, or maybe not hunger to go for the third, but real, not ability, like real purpose going for the third. Yes, you're attacking. Yes, you're holding the ball. Yes, you're doing this, but it wasn't like an urgency, like we have to score the third because they could come back. It was like, we'll hold on to this. And it kind of reminded me, and I know Sadi was mad, which I'm happy about, but it kind of reminded me of those Allegri days where it's like, oh, we're going to keep staying back. So I'm happy that they want to go forward. I think that Dybala should have came in much earlier than 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, but
and I find that
they're thinking about the
insane.
Champions League game. That's what I think is happening.
Yeah,
Same
but
thing with Inter.
Bologna's a team that's right in front of you, and then you allow yourself to get into a situation. And I said during the match, I said they are waiting for a corner kick, a set piece, or some kind of fluke thing where Bologna's going to send the ball in and they're going to have a chance to score. And they could have with a penalty kick in the 93rd minute. Which is, to me, it's
what happened?
crazy.
It was given a penalty kick to Bologna?
You didn't see?
basically,
No.
the league when it cleared the ball, he made a meal out of it. He hit it with his.
That's
heel,
what everybody on the
and
field
then
was telling me,
and
that
then it hit
Juventus
his
stole the
hand.
game today.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't steal
No,
the
no.
They said that there was an end ball on
basically-
Deli.
So
So
we
let
were
Mike's
confused
gonna explain
too.
it. Mike's gonna explain
Me
it.
and Mark were like, "Oh, that's definitely a penalty."
Yeah, we thought it was penalty.
Then we realized the rule is if it didn't hit Delik's foot first, and then hit straight his hand, it would have been a penalty. But since it hit his
Played
foot
it.
first, then it hit his hand, they did not give it.
But
because it changed
but that's not.
direction.
This is the issue. Is that's not also not the entire rule. The entire rule also goes as far as where exactly the arm is. I heard them talking about it before, and they were saying that if Delik's arm was over his hand and then it hit his foot and went, it wouldn't have counted. It would have been a penalty kick. So number one, first problem I see with this. Completely confused.
Confusing.
I thought that no matter what,
Yeah,
if it
it
hits
was
your
a
hand,
penalty,
it's a
which
penalty.
is- But didn't
Conte-
Number two, one
yeah.
second. Number two, I felt like this penalty has been given in Serie A this season. I guess I'm wrong. And number three, I find it absolutely insane that Gazzetta, the biggest newspaper in Italy, could come out today and say, wasn't a penalty. And then Corriere, the second biggest newspaper, says
Was a
penalty.
penalty.
How in
If
the
the
world
if the press
is it
doesn't know,
possible
how is the fans
that,
supposed
that
to
the
know?
two newspapers that cover football 24/7
it's
can't
ridiculous.
agree? There's a problem with the rule, and that there's this interpretation problem.
You're wrong.
Why
I'll
is
tell you
that
the
wrong?
what's the problem.
What's the problem?
The Gazzetta is in Torino.
No, it's
La
not.
Gazzetta
It's
dello
in
Sport.
Milano.
O Tutto Sport.
Yeah,
Tutto
Tutto
Sport.
Sport, Gazzetta.
Tutto Sport is in Torino,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what? If you look at the presidency, you look at the narrative that they show, just the Gazzetta, they're never going to punish Juventus. Corriere, yes.
No,
Corriere,
but it's
they
not
might.
about. I mean, on TV, Sky, they were explaining. They were all saying that it wasn't a penalty because of the rule, and they say that it's not a new rule that was applied, which I was confused about too.
What a
Again,
mess. What
I
a
thought
mess
that it was
they're
a new
making.
rule that they apparently claim that this has always been the rule, and it depends on where your arm is. Very confusing, and to me, first of all, De Ligt has been so
Bad.
That
not
was
concentrated
very bad
and
from
poor,
De
and to miss the ball in that kind of situation was just
amateur.
horrible.
Hey, listen, if Conte, let's say, he would have just touched the ball first with his head like that.
Yeah, apparently it
And
would
then
have
no
been.
penalty.
And
But then it also depends on how far his arm is
How
extended.
far? I
It's
mean,
crazy.
What are you going
It's
to do
hard.
with the
First
with
off,
the measuring stick?
The thing is, if you,
tell me,
it's natural position. It's how you naturally position.
God,
That's
this is
what
ridiculous.
thing. If your arm, you cannot cut your arm off. You have to play with your arm. If it's here and you kick the ball here, it's
not-
it's very hard for you.
Yeah,
to
Unless,
get it.
but wait, unless the other team hits the ball to your hand.
That's
Yeah,
true. If it
I
goes
know.
straight
That's
from the
the
other
new
guy's
thing.
foot
It's
to
so
your hand.
it's so weird.
But the thing is, in the past, it's
understand.
always been if let's say it hits off his leg or hits off his chest and then hits off the arm, it wouldn't have been a penalty. You know, the big D'Ambrosio versus Inter versus Fiorentina game last year, D'Ambrosio clearly gets hit in the chest, and I don't even know if he barely even touches his arm, but they called it a penalty
Against Fiorentina, right?
against Fiorentina.
we were
at
remember
the Inter Club
We were
in
at
New
the-
Jersey. Okay,
Great day
and
for
they
you.
called it, but the thing was, by the old rule also, if it hits off your body part that's playable or foot or whatever, and then it touches off your arm, it's not a handball.
Very strange rule. And even the Bologna's assistant coach who did the press conference afterwards, he didn't even know what to say. He's like, I could see how, it could be. I could see how it can't be. He's
He
like,
says everyone interprets it differently.
He's like,
Wait,
wait.
one second. Didn't this rule somehow always wind up benefiting Inter and Juventus?
No,
Because
but-
if it's something...
all right, I have a stat for you
but that
then.
was from
I have
the
a stat
rule
for you.
book,
Wait. Hold on one second. It's fine.
But what they're not called
In
when it's AC
2013,
Milan, when
listen. Listen.
That was a penalty. Conte's hand.
Listen, Antonio, they actually showed Sky actually did a really good job or maybe it wasn't Sky, some other body put in 2013 Juventus had a call exactly the same way that wasn't given for them, and they ended up tying the game. I think it was against Genoa, or I don't think it was Bologna. I think it was against Genoa, where the guy hits the ball, he made contact with it like De Ligt, hits him in the hand inside the box, and they didn't give it. So it's not about that. It's about what the rule is, and at the end of the day, it wasn't a penalty according to how the rule is.
rule book.
Our confusion about the rule, I agree with that. It's insane to me that we watch football our whole life, and nobody could give a clear answer on how or why or to the point that it is. Also, last thing for me, from my side, Buffon was incredible. The guy,
The
42,
last play,
the save
was
that he made on
crazy.
Santander
Yeah.
was absolutely sensational.
Wait,
They were-
it wasn't Santander.
yeah, it was Santander.
The
Yes.
second one though.
Both of them
Santander
were
was a
Santander.
header.
And Santander did the bicycle.
No,
Positive.
Are you sure?
Positive. Check it.
Check it, Mike.
I thought it was someone
I know
else.
it was him because
Show me.
I know it was him because I said, "How the hell
thought
did
it was
this guy hit the
someone
post?" And you know who's to blame? Bonucci was to blame because Bonucci was asking for for it to be called offsides, and Santander kept playing, and he did a bicycle kick, and that should have been in. And with a lot of goalkeepers, that would have been. So Buffon, incredible, still playing his part.
That was supposed. He was not supposed to.
No,
say
that was
that.
it.
That
Buffon
shows that
gets to play the
Buffon
game
is
only when there is a
something else.
Champions League, so that they can keep with
No,
Chesney.
not Champions League.
No, Buffon
Oh.
plays during on the Campeonato when there is a Champions League coming up, so Chesney can play.
Sometimes, not all the
I
time.
got you.
But it's also Bologna is a really strong team. They're a very scary team for a lot of guys to play.
They have a lot of young players that they play, and then with Mihailovic, he gives the extra, like Conte effect, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. And also there was I think that like you said for Inter, I felt like Juventus had this dip where Alexandro was dead.
Yeah.
So many of these guys were dead and not concentrated and not focused enough. I mean, Rabiot was missing. Everybody was praising Rabiot, and I was thinking to myself, what the hell is going on? Who the hell's praising this? He couldn't make a 5-yard pass towards the end of the game. He was so dead. I don't even know if he plays for France.
How much money you spend for Rabiot?
Well, he's free transfer, but still, it's not about the money spent. It's also how come you didn't sign somebody better?
So free chance, you send him back.
But the thing is, international break.
I'm
that's
not
what
gonna
happens.
give him time. I'm just
international
saying.
break. Besides, if you're not called up, you still lose that week where
For sure.
you're
You could be
not. You don't
training
have
with
the
them.
rhythm.
Yeah.
You know. So sometimes things happen, and then also it's human. It's human to when you're winning 2-1. You know, take a step back or.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
bad.
Look at Inter.
it's bad,
Right.
but it happens
not
to every
gonna
team.
look at Inter.
Look
To
at
every
AC
team.
Milan. They win it 2-2.
It happens
Don't
to
tell
every.
me
It
that.
happens to every team. The point is,
what a
the better
disaster,
team is able
guys.
to keep up that.
That tempo.
Concentration.
Well,
Yeah.
Juve did not keep up the tempo. And I commented this, and this is actually really funny. I commented, Juventus are incredibly lucky to have tied that game. And it was the
Won that
funniest,
game.
the
Won that
funniest thing, to win that game. Sorry, the funniest thing was I saw Juve fans commenting to me. I guess some people who don't really know, they thought I was an Inter fan. They're like, of course, Inter fans love to blame luck on it. And it's like, no, when you're a fan of a team, I'm harder on Juve than I am any other team. I was not happy with the performance. So it's also it was funny for
Yo,
me to
how
see
cra-
that.
that was
They were
lit-
very lucky.
What about-
if
that
anyone
was-
says they weren't lucky
Yo,
to win that
was
game?
a 94th minute.
Come
But
on.
what about that
was
Pjanic goal?
incredible.
I heard some people were
Oh, that was
complaining
amazing.
about a foul or
Complaining.
something.
Really?
Yeah, he had like a push. He had like a shoulder on him, and it might have been actually too. The only thing was a Bologna player tripped on the ball too, but it looked like then they got shoved into it. So that was a questionable one
I
too.
wanted to add on Pjanic, actually. He's having a great season. So last season, the 31 games he played in
Yeah.
Serie A, he scored 2 goals. The 8 matches he played in Serie A, he has 3 goals. So he's on fire right now. He's playing good, and he's looking like the MVP every game.
He also kind of hit out at Allegri after the match. He's like, with Sadi's game, he's like, I actually have fun. He's like, I'm having like a lot of fun, and I love the way I play. He's been the best midfielder in
like
the
a
Serie A
Sarri
this
kinda
season.
player
He's
also,
phenomenal.
so-
Yeah,
Well,
he
it
is.
fits him.
He's the regista.
Yeah.
Sadi plays with the regista.
No other
Jorginho
midfielder
Yeah,
plays
but
It
with-
fits
Allegri,
Sarri.
he was playing the same role as Allegri,
Yeah, but
not
it's
getting the
different.
ball as much,
Yeah,
but that's
but
because of Allegri's non-tactic
tactics,
Yeah.
to not go through the midfield as much as Sarri does.
If you see how many times he touches the ball, it's probably.
But I
like
mean,
10 times
but
more
he
compared.
was chipping it over some players, like the passes that he was
has a lot of
making.
confidence.
Were,
He's got good feet.
yeah,
That
he's
guy's
good.
Oh, yeah.
He's great.
We
And
know
free
this.
kicks. Oof.
I think everybody else from Juventus needs to do a lot better. Ronaldo's goal was really nice, 701. But
The
every,
goalkeeper, but come on, you
That
have to
was near
save
post,
that.
right? I
Near
thought that was
post, you gotta
strange.
save
I thought that was strange too.
You
It
have
was
to
a
save
cheap,
that.
cheap goal or good goal?
no, it was a good goal, but the
The
goalkeeper got beat
goalkeeper's
front
near
post.
I mean, you're not supposed to let that in. As
Antonio,
goalkeeper.
only you're the one. You're the only one that could save those kind of things. Also, I just want to add, important Juventus women's team, the first Derby d'Italia. Pete, you know the score,
3-0.
3-0.
They won?
No, Inter lost.
Oh,
So back to back, Milan and Inter, Milan and
Wow.
Juve beat. Inter.
wow. Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, but you know why?
We have some
Why?
redemption.
Why?
You don't know why.
Why?
Why?
So last year when they started it,
You're in Serie B.
No, exactly. But you know why? Because we did it the natural way. You guys bought the rights to Serie A from someone else.
You
and
see
had
what they
an
make
upper
up?
advantage.
Oh wait, hold on. Can you buy into it?
Yeah, you could have bought
Okay,
into
you could
it.
buy into it. So how's that not natural?
This guy said
It's not natural.
So you can no longer say you never went to Serie B because you were in Serie B last year.
No, you're talking about something different.
it's a whole different.
No, we
sport
count
over
everything.
So they lost 3-0 against Juventus.
That's all he heard.
here. What a shame, Pete.
I'm
No,
gonna
we're
watch,
gonna bring- we're gonna
I'm
bring
watch
some-
the game.
We're gonna bring some American girls to Inter.
Oh my
Yeah, they
god!
might need that. They might need that.
We
Well,
ju-
they lost. You guys beat them 3-1 last week.
Get Rapino to play for Inter.
Then they're gonna win. Then they might start winning.
Oh shoot! Sorry, I meant to you guys. AC Milan, I think, is going to win the whole thing this year. I heard
Oh,
that they have a
maybe.
good team.
Well, you beat them,
I gotta
but
keep
it seems
track
like
of
everybody
it.
beats Inter.
That's a new
so.
thing. I'm hopping on that wave before
Yeah,
it gets popular.
yeah, it was on at the same time as the game.
What
so,
about
so
you?
that
Think
was,
about Olympiacos. Don't they have a girls' team too?
I don't know. I gotta
What do
check.
you mean you don't know? You gotta-
I'm
you
new
gotta-
They have
to
an
this
over 50
world.
team, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my
Go
God.
score on to say it.
we have a what?
Wow.
We got it.
Guys, today we beat Olympiacos. My friend Mike.
you did?
8-0.
Oh my
7-0.
8.
I feel like whenever you play this team, you always tell me a crazy
It
score
was
line.
8
Are they
and
that bad?
and
I think they're the over 80.
we started the game. We started the game with Gaetano that couldn't even walk. Gaetano played half a game. He was the best player on the field. I
But
swear.
he couldn't walk.
And he couldn't even walk. He was the best player on the
I can
field.
imagine him on a Greek.
Was he
level.
in crutches?
That's what's great about the over 50. You don't gotta run.
Hey.
Just get the
Pete
ball.
sometimes goes with them. He's like, come on, I'll play
That's
with you.
right. I'll play with you guys.
Yeah, I don't think you can keep up with us. Pete.
Probably not. No, probably not.
So bottom line is Gaetano was the best player of the first half, and then he
And then you were the best player in the second half.
he decided to take a break, and then
I mean,
the game
You ended up
7-0.
winning. Yeah, he won 7-0, 8-0,
I mean, he
whatever.
can take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which one of you
That's
doesn't know
something
how
to
to
be proud
count.
of right there.
Napoli won 2-0 against Hellas Verona. Milik finally back starting, and he's back to scoring. He's struggled quite a bit. What's his name? Mertens didn't start. He's still trying to get that Maradona record. When he hit the post,
Hit the
I was like,
post,
God
man.
damn it. I don't know how he hit the post.
He's a goal away from Maradona.
He's one goal
for
away.
tying.
For tying.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
tying. No, for beating.
Is it beating?
Yeah, it's beating. He already tied it, right? Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Milik's first goal since April of the last season in the Serie A,
Oh my God.
which is pretty crazy.
Listen, Napoli needs to get hot because it's going to have the challenge a little, at least Inter for the second position.
You know who's really
Because,
good too? Meret was
Or
phenomenal.
Juventus. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
he had a
Pete. You
couple
guys are going to win the
he had a
Campionato. They're going
play
to have
that
to
he had,
challenge
like,
Juventus for the second
3
place.
saves actually.
Meret was phenomenal.
He's turning
Yeah,
up.
but also it's a victory that Napoli needed versus Hellas Verona. Right now Ancelotti, not necessarily on the hot seat, but he's had a little problems with the locker room. So sometimes you need to be able to win these games. You know, he put Milik in. Milik scores the 2 goals. He needs that also as a striker. You need to see the ball being in the back of the
Especially
net.
before the Champions League.
Exactly.
Too. Yeah,
So
it's big.
it's important that the morale
It's high.
is high
Yeah,
and
from-
these guys start playing the way that they should be able to play. Because it's a team that, whether it's Sarri, Ancelotti, these guys, they've been playing together for a while now. So it's the mechanisms got to be
Yeah, I'm
clean.
point. Yeah, exactly.
They were, I mean, to talk about that, the Ancelotti Insigne beef is very real. It seems like they have seriously do not like one another. Obviously, we know what happened when he didn't call him up. He didn't even let him stay in the bench.
He was in Tribuna, right?
Yeah, he went into the Tribuna. He went, in the stands. And they were saying today, I saw Cassano was talking with a journalist from Napoli, and they were both going back and forth. And Cassano's got to be careful because he's like a brother to Insigne. They're very close friends. And they were saying that this summer, Ancelotti didn't want to have Insigne on his team, that he was not the guy that they wanted to keep, that he wasn't the guy that he wanted to bet on. But obviously, Insigne has history with Napoli. He's Napolitano. He's so tied to the jersey that it's not easy. But Ancelotti doesn't necessarily like an Insigne type player, and they were hoping for Lozano. He was hoping for Lozano to be that kind of guy. And they've had this guy was claiming that Ancelotti and De Laurentiis call each other 5 times a day. He said they're having issues with the locker room.
Listen, De
don't
Laurentiis
know.
is the main reason why Insigne is still playing in Napoli. Otherwise, if it was for Ancelotti,
Maybe.
he would be gone.
Maybe.
You know?
But how can Insigne not fit into Ancelotti's?
Yeah, it's very strange.
Maybe-
There's so much we don't know.
sometimes it's not just how they play, it's the extra stuff that happens.
What, the
Off the field,
attitude?
you're saying?
Yeah, that
field.
could be. That
Because
could be.
De Laurentiis even came out saying that
Yeah, you're
Lorenzo needs to be able to be more humble,
Good point.
and
Good
not things. So these are things that are not just, I guess, Ancelotti, but Napoli as a club that feels a certain way. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I don't think he has the real value that maybe a couple years ago. A couple years ago, you would have got a nice transfer for Insigne. Now I'm not too sure how much
So
they'll
you said
get.
his price is coming down?
Of course, his price is coming down. First, his age. Second, he's not as
His age. How old is Insigne?
But he's saying as you get
At least
older.
24, 25?
No.
what 24,
Oh.
25.
No,
he's like 29.
Yeah, he's got to be 28, 29.
Yeah,
I'll
he's-
check right now,
he's-
but
he's getting up there. He's not a
24.
young guy
I
anymore.
thought you were gonna say 18
you
or
know?
19.
And then the year was a couple, 2-3
They
years
should have
ago.
sold him.
He's 28.
Oh,
28.
okay. 28 just this year?
Yeah, in June.
Ooh.
So
It's not that young.
Yeah, it's strange. And also, De Laurentiis, to hit on that, he also hit out at Mertens and Callejon, was it? For wanting to go play, in another league
Yeah,
like
yeah, it
China
was
that
Callejon.
they would just get paid. De Laurentiis taking a hard stand. And I think him and Ancelotti, they're trying to build something. And maybe the philosophy, maybe it's been different in the past without a guy like as structured and formal and corporate as like Ancelotti would be in the football sense.
Right.
Where certain things have to go certain ways to build and to go up. So maybe they don't see eye to eye. Things were probably different under Sarri, and maybe everybody's taken. But it's a second year at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
listen.
but Insigne is very polarizing as a personality because he thinks it's the franchise player of Napoli, but
He
it's
is.
not. I
He
don't
is.
think so. I don't think so.
Well, maybe after
Maybe
Koulibaly.
it was 2 years ago. It was a little bit 2
Yeah.
years ago, but the last year he didn't show much. This year it's a streaky guy. Once in a while he has some little genius moment, and then then he gets lost into the middle of the pack. So this guy here is not a franchise player as far as I'm concerned. If anything, Meret is more the franchise player because he's consistently putting big number on the goalkeeping.
Service
Because
time, though.
I heard that if he was
Fabian Ruiz, I think, is the
yeah, but I heard
the best player.
it's a little
No, no,
streaky
he's good,
too
he's good.
now.
he'll be fine.
So
Let's-
then who's the franchise player of Napoli? If I were to tell you,
Koulibaly.
Yeah,
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly.
Okay, that's
For me,
okay,
Koulibaly.
That's a different story.
For me,
okay, that I
Koulibaly.
tip my hat. Fine.
He's always phenomenal. Speaking of that, since we're talking about problems up top for Napoli, Ibrahimovic this week gave an incredible interview where he said a lot, and I'll read the rest after we talk about this, but he talked about a possible move to Napoli, and he said, I recently watched the Maradona documentary, which went around. He said, seeing the love that City had for him, it makes me feel like I'd enjoy an experience at Napoli. It'd be fantastic to replicate what Maradona did in Naples. And it does beg the question, with Napoli really lacking that world-class caliber player, Ibra's contract is up in January. He's most likely leaving the MLS. I'd say 90% leaving the MLS. He's 38 years old.
38.
But 38. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's old,
Guys,
man.
One more year, he can do
should Ibra go to Napoli, and should Napoli sign Ibrahimovic?
Absolutely, but I think Inter is going to snatch him.
Inter was an
listen,
idea first.
I want him to go
I watch
for
Inter.
sure.
They're going to take him.
But if you have Llorente, Milik, and Mertens, I can play there. Does he fit?
This is okay. Hold on one second before he hits that. That's like me offering you a Ferrari and saying, "Oh, but I have a Fiat 500 and this." Come on,
I get it.
Come
Zlatan's
on,
a different line.
Come on,
But
the
no, honestly,
caliber.
does he fit
You
though?
can't compare Zlatan.
What do you think?
You can't
Like,
compare
they have a lot
Zlatan.
So-
in that position.
Ibrahimovic coming out in the Gazzetta is such a publicity stunt for him.
100%, yeah.
He knows already that he's on his tail end of his career and he wants to leave with a bang. So I think he even said it in the interview. He said, "I want to go to a team that's running for the Scudetto race." So the three teams
Inter and
are
Napoli.
Inter, Juventus,
Milan?
Napoli.
Oh, no.
Juventus, most likely, the way that they operate, they're not going to take them. Napoli, which is very interesting. De Laurentiis has a style that a lot of people that maybe you don't realize, but when he signs his players, he takes 100% of their imaging rights.
They'll figure it out.
So Ibrahimovic is
wouldn't
not
like
gonna
that.
agree to that. He came to MLS and got a percentage of imaging rights from MLS, the whole league,
exactly.
not just Los Angeles
And now
Galaxy.
you expect
That's
ACL
crazy.
to take
Yeah.
down.
That is
so,
insane.
So Napoli or De Laurentiis would have to
yeah.
come to some type of agreements with him if they really want him. I think Ibrahimovic, like Antonio said, he has another year in him. That guy, I mean, the stuff that he can do is unbelievable.
he's
Is he going to be the starter 100% of the time? Probably not. But for Napoli, for Inter, they're in the Champions League or in the Scudetto race. It's great to have Ibrahimovic even for 15 minutes coming off the bench and be able to
No, that guy
So
turn
you would
something
take him?
on.
You would take him at Inter?
I would take it, even though Marotta has come out and said that he doesn't want to make any
Yeah,
changes.
but Marotta is the biggest
But-
liar.
yeah.
He says everything.
When
He's the biggest.
that's when you almost know for
Yeah,
sure that he's going to
that's
take it
very
when
true.
he says no.
It's like when Galliani used to say 99.9% is not going to happen. That
And
means
then
the deal
the
was
next
done.
day, boom, the deal is
He
done.
said that about Zlatan being sold and Thiago Silva, Galliani. But my question to you is, can Conte and Ibra really work together? Because I think that Conte will.
Why not?
Because
Conte will tear him
Conte's
to
gonna make
shreds.
Conte's gonna
Conte's
make the
gonna
guy
tear
run
him
his
to
out.
shreds,
Conte doesn't
yeah.
treat anybody different.
I don't think he's
I
gonna
remember when
get
Luca
along.
Toni was complaining. Man, he wanted to throw Luca Toni off a bridge. He was so mad at him. I think if you tell Zlatan you got to run 100%, you got to do all this. I think Zlatan might tell you to fuck
Juventus
off.
is slacking, except for Cristiano Ronaldo.
No,
He's
no.
slacking. He's slacking.
But
now.
do you think that?
I think
Juventus can use somebody like that.
He's talking about Inter.
Yeah, I'm talking
You
about
know, but
Inter.
even
What do you
Juventus,
think?
both of you
No,
guys.
I think.
No,
I mean,
we
if
don't
you want to
need
go out far on the Champions League,
No.
and you
He's
want to
never
go
won a
far on the
Champions
Campionato, yeah, both of you,
What?
No, I think
we are dead already.
they might have two different ideologies aside, or two strong-minded
Yes.
personalities. But of course, it all depends on Conte. Conte, I think, would be able to take care of him, to tame Ibrahimovic in a sense, because Ibrahimovic, especially what he wants. Ibrahimovic has come to a point in his
That's what
career.
he wants. He wants money.
No, but I'm saying he wants to leave his career
With a bang.
with something
On his pocket.
They
with
could
some
definitely
silver-
win it
silver-
with Zlatan, though.
silverware.
I would say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
silverware.
I mean, they're going to win it either way, but with
if-
Zlatan, that'll give them a couple
How much
points
money is
lead.
involved? This transfer. It's a free transfer.
Free transfer.
But he
Yeah,
got
but
to
then
pay
you
his
have to pay the
salary.
salary.
His salary.
How much is it?
He makes 7.5 at LA.
At
in
least
LA.
5. It's gonna be at least 5.
That's dollars
Yeah.
at least.
So let's say they share. Let's say 3 million.
I'm not sure.
No, there's
Three and a
His
half
contract's
million
done.
LA and then 3.5 million.
No,
his contract
It's
is
gonna
over.
be a
Done. Free agent.
Free agent.
So it's
It's
not-
only the only thing is they were talking about Boca was pretty heavy rumors. That was the biggest other one.
I wish
I
it
think
was
that
Serie
for me
A.
personally, I think any team is an added value to him. Even if you're Inter, I would definitely take Zlatan. But I think that the most sense could be Napoli. I feel like he could fit there.
Definitely.
He loves playing in different teams, different leagues, and I think he could really elevate them. And I think that they need a world class player. I don't agree with Mike. I don't think that you have Mertens, Llorente, and Milik. No. I would 100% take Zlatan because Zlatan is a proven winner in leagues. I think he's only lost 1 or 2 leagues ever. The guy knows how
I'm
to
not even
win.
saying- I'm not saying
and
that he
Napoli
wouldn't be added value.
Napoli still
But
need
I'm
a
just saying,
world class
Zlatan
striker.
himself saying,
Nah.
seeing those players in front of him,
No
that's
shot.
a lot of competition.
No shot. Let me read the rest of Zlatan's interview because it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
He said, Milan are a disaster. They're all talk and no action.
Oh my God. Does that mean
This-
it's not coming to us?
No, I mean, he said he wants to win the
Thanks,
Scudetto.
Zlatan. Stay wherever you are.
He said this isn't the club that everyone fell in love with all over Italy and all over the world. He said, if I were to come back to Serie A, I want a challenge for a Scudetto, like Pete said, not just be signed by someone because I'm Ibra. I can still make the difference. I could still score 20 goals in Serie A. He said that Serie A is still the most difficult league in the world for a player. He talked about Bologna, a possible move to Bologna, and he said, Mihailovic is a friend, and I spoke to him. So if I were to choose Bologna, it would be just for him. He told me, Zlatan, here, the other players will run for you. All you need to do is put the ball in the back of the net. It's probably unlikely that I would end up in Bologna. If I change my mind, then I'll call him straight away. Afterwards, he also talked about Lukaku, and he said them two had a bet about his first touch. And he said, any ball that you control, I'll give you 50 pounds, 50 euros, whatever. And he said that Lukaku wouldn't take the bet. He's always made fun of.
Smart guy, right?
He's always made fun of for his first touch. Pete, you like that one?
Oh, yeah?
You should have took the bet.
He should have taken the bet. But yeah, Zlatan, like I said, Bologna would be amazing. That would be, but he's not going to
That's
go.
gonna be a stretch.
What about Fiorentina?
Fiorentina is not a bad call. It kind of fits.
Ribéry on the left.
I said that
Yes,
last
on the
podcast.
right.
I
Listen
told
to
you.
me.
You said Ibra.
Listen to me.
We didn't even talk
we did
about
the-
Ibra.
Why?
The graphic we did, remember?
Listen to me.
You said it on the last podcast. We didn't
Listen
talk
to
about it
me.
on the podcast.
Yo.
We did.
Yo,
I'm telling you.
I don't
watch
think
it.
we did.
listen to me.
what's up?
I don't know. Maybe we.
We did. The
Guys,
graphic,
fact check.
remember we talked about?
Ribéry on the left.
Yeah. I said this exact
Yes,
thing
on
last
the right.
podcast.
I think Antonio's the first person to ever think of this.
Yes, on the right. Wait, Ibrahimovic right there in the middle.
Where's Boateng?
And Castrovilli right behind.
Oh, I like. That's a Champions League team right
Castroville
God.
will make Ibra win a Champions League.
there. I agree.
You think you're joking?
To win a Champions
I'm making fun of you, this guy.
Joe, if you're listening to the podcast, this is my friend Joe Barone. If you listen to the podcast, make a phone call and get Ibrahimovic before those two losers, they snatch it from you guys.
1, 2.
No, him, Inter and
I
Juventus.
don't want him.
You don't want
No, give
Ibrahimovic?
it to
You don't want
Fiorentina.
Ibra?
No.
Pete, you still want him?
Oh, you're
Yes,
too,
I
you're
want
too
him.
good over
You
here.
want
huh?
him, and you want him still, right?
I'd want him in the studio for sure.
No, not in the studio. You want him in Napoli, right? You want him in
I
Napoli.
would love him. Any Serie A team, I
Okay.
love him.
So, Joe, I think it's a great sign. Just take him. I mean, just make
That
a
would be
deal with the
amazing.
I
money.
love him at Fiorentina.
Just take and then when he's not playing, you bring him over here. We'll use him for the Brooklyn Italian.
He's close.
Okay.
He's 38. You got 12 more
Wait,
years.
he says he doesn't play on turf though, so maybe
He doesn't play on
Yeah, he
turf?
doesn't play on
he's
turf.
not- there's no way he's
Yeah,
gonna
he
play
doesn't
with
play
you
on turf.
guys.
You're right.
Well, you can use him for the Mola, right?
Why not?
Okay.
Did we
guys
talk
have
about?
grass there
We
or
didn't
no?
even talk. Did we talk about Milan Lecce?
Yes,
I'm
we did.
all over the place right
Yeah,
now.
Yes,
we
we
did.
did,
at the
we did.
beginning,
We
at the
did?
beginning.
Can we not talk anymore,
Anton was
please?
crying
You don't want to
about
talk
it,
about
right?
Milan Lecce anymore?
Hey, 2-2. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, we didn't lose the game, thank God. You know,
First miracle.
Is that the standard?
seems
93rd,
like that's
93rd
the-
minute, this guy went up scoring the goal of his life. No, he can retire happily. They said, "Hey, I scored against AC Milan. That's the only thing that I was hoping for, and that's it."
He's 30 years old,
Piontek's
that
back
guy.
scoring. Piontek scored.
Listen, for the first half or whatnot, Milan played a very
Don't
good
need to play for
football.
first half only.
No, of course. I'm not
They should
trying.
put the
I'm
game
not trying
bed. They should
to
put the game to bed.
help Pioli's case or anything, but I think Biglia played okay, played decent. Chonologu had a great game.
MVP.
Standard is
Leao,
decent now.
he was very
Hernandez.
active. Theo Hernandez.
No, he was a
we-
beast, Theo.
Theo Hernandez
He's
ahead
so
of
good.
Ricky Ricardo, whatever name.
Yeah, Ricardo. You forget. We
Yeah.
don't even need to know his name.
Double R
It's-
train
Yeah,
isn't
no,
no good.
yeah, don't
It's
even remember
not
his name.
It's a major upgrade. So I mean,
I would just take the salary of Ricardo Rodriguez and then try to bring somebody else in, like Ibrahimovic.
yeah, but who wants Ricardo Rodriguez?
Hey, the guy's a national, the Switzerland player.
Try to sell a team on Ricardo Rodriguez. What are
plays
his
on
great
his national
qualities?
team.
Bring it
What,
to the young
what are
boys.
some good qualities for him? If any team's watching that they want to buy him.
Gray hair.
And
Great
I don't even
ponytail.
know. I will not take anybody with a ponytail on my team.
Great ponytail.
I will not take anybody with a ponytail on my team. I'm like
Ponytail Mike.
ponytail Mike.
That's
is different
Antonio's best
story.
friend.
So I'm like a Steinbrenner, mentality. You know what he did? Johnny Damon, when he was playing for the Red Sox, he had a big
What's
beard.
going on here?
I'm
Why are
telling
you
you
talking
right
about
now.
baseball?
Okay.
So when he came to the
Yankees?
Yankees, he asked George Steinbrenner, the big boss. He said, "Hey, boss, can I keep my beard?" He said to him, "Sure, you can. If you show me that you can walk across my pool and not sinking, then you can keep your beard." Sure, that's what he said.
That's funny.
So-
That's a you kind of comment too. You
Yeah,
would think of something
I would say
like
that. I would
yeah,
say
you
that.
would.
Funny, that's
Wait,
pretty funny.
okay, but sell a team on his good qualities.
You can.
Who?
On
Ricardo
a
Rodriguez?
team is watching. General is watching. They're like, Antonio,
You're
why
the
should we?
agent.
Why should we buy
You're
him?
his agent.
Because we don't need him. Just can keep him.
Also, we got to talk about Nainggolan scored one of the most
golazo.
beautiful goals of the
I'm
season.
still watching that in my head. That
It was so satisfying to
incredible.
watch. It was so satisfying
show
to
me the
watch.
highlight.
What a strike! That ball would have went to. It would have hit the studio if the net wasn't there.
That was
the ball was gonna
beautiful,
keep
man.
going. It was unbelievable.
I give Raja so much respect.
And Khalid is low key doing really well right now. They're on a good streak of playing well and also getting their results.
I don't know if it's a mix of things, like we said, like the teams that they're fighting for the 4th, 5th spot, they're not proving that they really want it, or even that the smaller teams are actually playing up. There's no real layover team where you say, okay, they're gonna lay down and lose. Look at Lecce,
Look where
they're playing.
Yo, that.
Yo,
Raja,
could
I
you
love
score a
that
goal
guy,
like that?
man.
Oh my! Who, me?
Yeah.
Not even in your
Maybe
dreams.
when I was 5 years old.
When you were
Five.
five, that would be
You
pretty
don't have the
impressive.
power for that.
Do you score anymore over there in Brooklyn Nines?
rebounds,
Well,
maybe.
we're not allowed to score. We have to give the ball to Victor. Victor this year, since he's getting most of our Victor.
This is staying in.
Oh, this is gonna stay here.
Yeah, it's gonna
Well, Victor is gonna get the black boot this year because most of his assists they're coming from Harry. And
Nobody knows any of
Gino
these
Wee.
people.
Harry.
Yeah. Harry is one of the franchise player that Brooklyn Italian has ever had.
Franchise. How do you say Harry in Italian?
Heraldo.
Eraldo.
No way.
So you don't score any more goals?
Who?
You.
I can't. I
When's
play
the last time you
defense.
scored a goal?
Actually, this year, this was the first time. Last week I played 15 minutes. This year I played the full game. This year. Today I played the full game because we're short.
But that's it. No other goals.
Injury people, no, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
No headers.
They're not allowing me.
Allowing you.
Yeah, because they said you stay back over there. They are afraid that somebody on a counter attack.
So you never got the ball in the back of the net?
I did. I did last week.
Oh yeah.
I
You
did.
just said you didn't score.
Yeah, I didn't score. I scored on my own net by mistake.
Oh my God, that's
I did it a
horrible.
la Ricardo Rodriguez, unfortunately.
It was a golazo,
happened?
boy. I
was a
gotta
goal.
say.
Wait,
You get
what
golazo,
happened?
bro.
Can you explain the situation? You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Really?
I mistimed the ball, and I was trying to hit it outside.
Like that leak,
And it went
right?
back in?
First off, as a defender, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to do the other way.
Wait, he hit it
I was
toward
off
for a
balance.
corner?
I don't know what he
I was
did.
off
He scored a
balance.
golazo, top upper 90.
I didn't even move my head.
Goal di Antonio.
I didn't even move my head.
So
Luca
you're
Toni.
like Zaccardo.
Luca
Remember
Toni.
Zaccardo? Wait, but what'd you do? Did you blame anybody or no? You
No.
just accepted it. Okay.
You
I was
bro.
gonna blame him anyway.
I don't know. He always finds a
Yeah,
way.
he's probably.
He's like, come on, you should have let them cross the
Hey,
ball in.
Geraldo, that was yours.
Next.
Oh, man. Fiorentina Brescia play tomorrow, but we had to record today. We'll keep you updated. Parma won 5-1 against Genoa.
Cornelius hat trick. What a beast.
Pretty
man.
unbelievable.
Is he on loan from Atalanta? Because he was playing with Atalanta
He was playing
recent.
with Atalanta.
Like, I liked him when he was playing on Atalanta, but he played very good. Parma.
A ridiculous amount of goals.
Genoa,
he's
this
on
guy
loan,
Andrea.
he's on loan.
Andrea Soli, yeah, he's gone.
Is he still
definitely
there?
He's gone. Carrera is going to be the new coach. Carrera is going to be the new coach. I'm very excited. I didn't want Andrea Soli to be sacked. I heard Carrera is coming in. I'm very happy with
Well,
him being
Carrera
sacked.
played in Juventus and he played in Bari too.
And
He
Spartak
won.
Moscow.
Oh, he played in Bari.
In Bari, yeah,
Oh,
he
really?
started his career in Bari.
Oh,
Go
wow.
check.
He won. He won in Russia. He's very much that Conte philosophy. So I'm excited to see
check.
what he could do. Let me see. I'm going to look for some questions.
Right, Mike.
Question for
checking
Peter:
that,
can
yeah.
Inter keep the pace up with Juve until January?
Yeah, body.
Until January, definitely. I don't see a reason why they can't keep it up until January. If they keep it to the whole season, it's another story. But Juventus, they're not losing a game. They're nonstop. So it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, with Champions League, if they go far, they slip up. But
Yeah,
we'll
they
see.
slip up.
We'll
Well,
see.
you guys, you
And-
need to go far on the Champions League too. Well, listen, the situation is Inter. It's not really that bad on the
Yeah,
Champions
it's pretty
League.
bad.
What does that mean?
Mike, check the
How many
games
more
for
games you
Champions
guys? You need to
Oh,
do in the
well,
rest of the
well-
2 games.
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
you need to win every game.
For us right now, it's beating Borussia Dortmund. If we beat Borussia Dortmund twice, we look good on our end. But then, of course,
What
Barcelona.
happened with the rest of the
Slavia
other
Prague.
team? It's
Oh,
going to be a
well.
combination of you guys beating Borussia twice
group of
and
death.
something else screwing up.
Who knows?
Antonio, we got a question
God.
for you.
Go ahead.
Anthony Barbagallo has a question for you. He said, Anto, would you take Allegri as the new coach of Milan? He was the last AC Milan manager to win the Scudetto.
You know what? Allegri is not going to be able to change what we have over there. Nothing. Plus, his mentality is just. We know his style of play. So between him and Gianpaolo and Pioli, the difference is very minimal. So to do what? Just to play another salary over there? Just spend the money on the player instead of spending the money on the coaching. What are we gonna do? Five coaching changes before the end of the campionato? Hey, let's keep this guy here at least 2-3 weeks. Let's let him make
3 weeks.
let's make him reach the panettone maybe for Christmas. Maybe let have the panettone for Christmas, and then the champagne will open. We'll pop it up for somebody else.
They should
Too many coaches.
Francesco said, with Immobile as the early favorite for Capocannoniere, is he going to be Italy's threat for Euro 22?
Of course.
Not because of Immobile.
Unless someone changed their nationality to Italian. And
You know who's going to be
Italy
scoring
gets
a lot of goals in Italy? Is going to be Sensi. I think he's going to be scoring a lot of goals.
You know what's funny? The end of
Even if it's not a forward, he's going to score a lot of
The
goals.
end of Francesco's
so.
question says, do any of you see something in his game that lacks between club football and his national team?
Oh,
Yes.
about Immobile?
Yes.
Oh, big time.
Big time.
I think
Oh,
it's-
he's saying what, the reason? Or?
No, he said, do you see a
Oh,
difference
yeah.
between his
I
club
think-
and national?
I think-
Immobile is a
No, I
big
don't think he's
choker in
been-
the Italian national team, but he plays very well. Like Insigne. Insigne is a choker in the Italian national team, and he plays very well for his
You
club.
can say Belotti too.
Well, Belotti.
Belotti is very streaky. He can get in a 3 or 4 months good stretch, and they can get into 2 years of a slump.
He has to rub his gobo.
Yeah. Guys, for the people that do not understand, Mike.
That was good.
Mike, you know what Mike said? This crazy son of a gun. He said that
This
when
crazy
Belo-
Greek son of a gun.
Yeah, he said basically he's gonna have to rub his gobo. The gobo is the hump.
The
right?
hunchback,
I'm
hunchback.
sorry.
Yeah.
So in Italy, somebody a male with a hunch apparently is good luck.
What about a woman with
So
a hunch?
when that's bad luck. Okay? Seriously.
How did,
My
where do you guys
grandfather-
come up with this?
My grandfather told me.
crazy.
Oh, yeah?
It's not just that it's on my grandfather. It's well known. So if you're Italian, if you have some Italian family or whatever, but I'm not sure it's an Italian thing too. It's just I think it's French and everything else. So if somebody's got a hunch,
Hunchback.
I'm serious.
So it's
Double
like
check.
a genie.
Google that
thing.
up. Google that up.
No, don't-
Somebody's got a hunch. It's a male.
Mike, yo,
It's
Google
a
it
male,
after, bro.
And you just it's a lot of good luck coming to you.
Do you jump on him or just touch it?
Maybe touch it.
They say rub it.
You smack it?
How do you
smack
gonna
him?
jump?
You want Milan to get Champions League or not?
Yeah, why did
You
you?
need that.
Go find
Belotti.
go find some freaking hunchback.
But they call people Gobi as like they're lucky, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a thing
Gobo,
to say.
Gobo,
yeah,
not
Gobo.
Gobi.
Gobi's multiple.
Multiple.
That is hilarious.
If it's a lady,
Is bad luck?
very bad luck.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So don't touch it. If your girl's got a hunchback, don't touch her.
No way.
Yeah, they say just Italy that I could see.
Only Italy?
That's what I see. Yeah.
What about
Italians are
Italy?
Italians are crazy.
my
Yeah,
parents
it's
heard
so,
about
so
this,
stupid.
bro.
So stupid. Mike, what Champions League games we got?
Let me see. So Tuesday, Juventus play at the Allianz Stadium against Lokomotiv Moscow.
Next.
Carreras is ex-
Come on,
What do you
come
think?
on,
You're
come
gonna
on,
win,
Mike.
right? You're gonna win,
I don't think
right?
it's Lokomotiv Moscow's Carreras last team. I think it's Spartak Moscow.
Spartak.
Keep
yeah,
going, keep
probably
going.
Right.
Inter, Borussia, right?
Let's speed this up.
Manchester City playing in England
Oh
against
my God.
Atalanta.
Jesus Christ.
Man,
Listen,
tough
Atalanta,
one,
you got
dude.
the emotion should be gone. There's no expectations against Manchester City.
But it's
Show a
Man
good performance.
City, man.
Watch for the surprise too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch for the surprise.
What? What do you think? What's gonna happen?
They're capable.
I hope-
You want to put a bet on it?
They're capable.
They're capable. Okay, anybody's capable.
You should do a tie win. So at least you cover both ends.
I'll do a tie, but I'm not gonna lay the red carpet for Guardiola to say you're gonna win 10-0 or 6-0. No, I don't think so. It's not happening.
What other
Telling you.
game, Mike?
Then we got Inter at home against Dortmund.
This
Must
is a
win.
big game.
How's
Must win.
Dortmund doing on the German?
They're
check.
tied with Bayern.
On the first place?
second
Yeah, but they're
place.
always tied
Yeah,
with
but
Bayern.
still,
It means
it's
nothing, and then they
it's
end
still
up.
early. It's
Wait,
besides.
they're not
the-
in first.
No, second. I said.
Oh,
Who's the
second.
coach of
Borussia
They're in
Borussia?
is
fourth
first.
technically.
Who's the
Fourth.
coach?
But they're tied with points.
Mike,
is
who's
what
the
I'm
coach of
saying.
Borussia Dortmund?
Let me check.
What the hell is it? I don't remember.
Ever since what's his name left, I don't know anymore. Favre.
Favre.
Oh, he's from Nice, isn't he? He had a problems with Balotelli. I
French,
remember that.
French,
Yeah, is he French? Yeah, he's French.
yeah.
And then the other game is
What,
Salzburg and Austria versus Napoli.
Okay, Napoli need to win. Juventus need to win.
it's
Inter
still-
Inter needs to win. They need Inter needs
Jesse March,
needs.
American coach, is going to be coaching
Napoli's
against
playing
Napoli.
away.
Really? Oh my god.
Napoli's playing away.
Napoli is
And Tyler Adams.
playing away. Yeah. they're
Okay,
playing
so
Salzburg.
Pete, you think it's a win for you?
You have to
For Sunday?
It's a must
I
win.
mean, for Tuesday?
It's a must win.
Must win.
Must,
What do you think?
must,
They're gonna win.
must,
How about you,
must.
Mike? What do you think?
Yeah,
Inter?
yeah, I think it's gonna win for
Fine.
sure.
Me, I'll-
Lazio play against
Win for
Rennes,
sure.
and Roma
It's a must
play
win.
at home against Borussia Mönchengladbach.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a
also in
tie.
Europa League.
Nah, tie. They're
Tie
done.
Inter's out.
Oh, so they're gonna
Not
win. Okay.
mathematically, but most likely.
So if they tie the game is out,
Yeah.
they're out, so they're gonna
Most
win.
likely.
Okay,
Most
they're gonna win.
likely out.
Guys, ItalianFootballTV.com. We still have like a couple Sundays are for culture shirts.
some
check,
strange
check,
sizes.
check which
Check it out.
size we have, and even a
So
tackle
this is the
too.
new one coming up soon?
Soon, yeah. It's
Yeah.
actually you could let him show it.
Okay,
It's
so
fine.
listen.
It's
Oh,
coming
this
up.
top secret, guys, man.
Yeah, it's
Probably
not
watch
yet.
the
Breaking
But
news.
ItalianFootballTV.com if you want anything
Why don't you wear it?
else.
Because you know you can.
I was wearing it the whole time.
So
He
then
was
just wear it
wearing
now.
Okay.
You just walk around the camera.
Thank you. Walk around.
Okay,
I'll
so
do a
he doesn't
catwalk.
wanna wear it. Okay, so guys, this is the new merchandising coming up, and it's a nice shirt. I'm gonna get one. Hey, just give me a large of this one here. I'll buy it.
I don't think we have your
So,
size. It's with this. It
Guys,
fits with what you're wearing right
nice
now.
Jacket, guys.
Even your
nice
glasses
jacket.
are black and white.
Nice jacket.
Yeah, you
Make
see.
one with the red and make one for Inter
Okay.
over here.
Your jacket, you're really gonna give it away?
I am.
You're gonna give it away.
I promise. I promise.
Get rid
If
of it.
Milan makes a fifth place or fourth place, your jacket.
Perfect.
Very good.
Actually, I'm gonna put it on the shelf right now. I'm not gonna wear it anymore. So whoever wins,
What if I want it? You want to exchange?
I'll do it. I'll exchange.
You
for
see, you already gave away your jacket. Guys, as always, rate the podcast, subscribe
5 stars.
if you're new. Rate it with 5 stars. Go on, Anto.
No, the
Go.
5 stars. You said
Yeah,
the 5
yeah,
stars?
say.
Okay, if you have 6 stars, put 6 stars too. Give it more than 5 stars. Stop wearing my glasses. So don't be
even
depressed. Don't be depressed. Don't worry. Nothing is changing for us. We were not supposed to win anything this year because those two they won everything. So
What about
I just hope
Napoli?
you guys see in
as I
Serie A.
said, did you see Mike? At
What did
least,
you say?
no, I would hope that we don't go to Serie B.
Oh my
so
God.
for this year,
Not
it's
again.
a transition year, guys. So just learn how to live with it.
Yeah.
That's it. Just learn how to live with
Transition year
it.
for the past 10
Don't
years.
get upset. Don't get upset because you know the party is gonna be if those two guys they went up winning nothing.
No, I'll tell you what the party is.
No,
the women's
Anto.
league.
What?
The women's league.
that's true. If
Milan,
Milan-
they
Oh,
beat Inter.
forget it. I want that too. That too.
You
But
want
if
it
any
all.
one of those two guys, I mean, they're gonna. One of them is gonna win the campionato. That's hands down.
For sure.
But if this gentleman here, my best friend, does not win anything with Conte, you know what? I'm gonna volunteer myself to go back to Milan and just shave Conte's head.
I'll take it. I promise it's a
Okay.
promise. I like
That's
it.
it.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Until then, see you next week.
As always, thank you guys. Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao, ciao, ragazzi.